Hello guys, Brad here again, and today I wanted to do a video called 10 Winning Tennis Tips for Losers. And when I say loser, I'm not really trying to be degrading or anything like that. This is basically just your non-athlete, somebody that typically doesn't do well in gym class, someone that doesn't have the natural throwing arm, someone that gets tired easily, not in the best shape, so yeah, that kind of person. And I thought I would do this video because I do believe tennis is a great sport that can showcase people that aren't natural athletes because there's also a very strong mental component. And I've been quite successful as a amateur tennis player because of those reasons. Not because of my physical ability, but just because of a lot of my mental approaches. And I actually was quite successful in college as a tennis player. In fact, I even went as far as to be the student athlete of the year back in 1994. Got this nice trophy, and it's probably one of the most um, positive achievements of my athletic career. I took a gym class for tennis, kept working at it, and became very good at tennis. Not, world class or anything, but just as a club player, quite good. So, let me give you 10 suggestions on how you can help yourself beat some of these tougher players. Number one is read. I would suggest subscribing to Tennis Magazine, getting some good books on the subject. A couple I would suggest The Tennis Doctor by Alex McNabb. And this is a great book because it basically breaks down all the strokes and shows you ways that you can correct some weaknesses. And that book can be carried with you in your tennis bag. And probably one of the best tennis books I've ever read by my favorite tennis player of all time, Brad Gilbert, Winning Ugly. Beat players who are beating you. I would highly recommend this book for any club player, one of the best I've read. So good reading material, keep reading, that will make you a better player. Number two is the warm-up. Make sure you go through a good warm-up, stretch, practice your forehand, your backhand, and your serve. Don't neglect your serve. It's one stroke that you should always do well at because it's the one stroke that you can develop without any help from anybody. So, a good warm up. Number three, bring plenty of water and maybe a small snack. Don't get dehydrated on the court. One of the most frustrating things is when you lose a tennis match because of dehydration. Bring plenty of water. I typically bring several water bottles with me to a tennis match. So stay hydrated, drink after every changeover, and try to keep up with the heat. Number five, learn how to hit an effective drop shot. I think the drop shot is one of the most underused tennis shots, especially in today's power game. Hit a good drop shot, and if you can follow that up with a good lob, you will have a very successful club player strategy. Most people aren't comfortable charging the net and running back to the baseline, back and forth, back and forth. Try to enter that aspect into your tennis game to throw your opponent off and make them play your game. Number five, try to develop a one-handed backhand. I think the one-handed backhand does suit weaker players better than the two-handed backhand because it doesn't require as much preparation and as much energy, and it gives you better reach on each end of the court. So I think the one-handed backhand will allow you to get more balls back into play and maybe hit that one extra ball to maybe win a few more points. Number six, scout your opponent during the warm-up. Check to see what kind of shots your opponent likes to hit, which ones tend to give him the most trouble, and maybe give you an edge in that regard as well. Number seven, first serve percentage. Try to focus on a good first serve percentage, probably around 65-70%. See, a lot of good tennis players, they want to hit the big serve, and it's great when it goes in, but more times than not, they miss, and they have as many double faults as they do aces or serve winners. So it all just kind of seems pointless anyway. But if you have an effective first serve, just get your serve in. That will frustrate your opponent because he has to hit a lot of hard returns back. Number eight, the junk ball. Don't hit a clean ball. If you're a loser, non-athletic type player, you probably don't hit a clean ball anyway, and that can work to your advantage because a lot of good tennis players prefer to hit a clean ball. So yeah, the junk balls will work to your advantage, and you don't really need to worry too much about that. Number nine, off-court training. What I'm talking about here is spend a lot of time practicing your serve, maybe hitting the ball against the wall. If you have access to a tennis ball machine, use that. You can incorporate some light weight training, maybe do some long distance running to work on your endurance. That will give you an edge. And number 10 is mental toughness. Never give up. Play each point like it's the most important point of the match, and don't get discouraged even if you lose 6-love or love 40 or whatever. A lot of players I see, when they get discouraged, they just totally tank it and play horrible tennis, and that can really be a bad thing. So yes, stay tough. Remember, it's just a game, but if you give your best on every point, you'll be a very tough tennis player. So those are 10 things that I think can help you out. I hope that helped you out. I mean, these are things that should be common sense. Maybe some of these things maybe you didn't think of before. Hopefully this will help you out. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.